All right, we're back. And so we're still talking about five element theory. All right, so this is just that introduction to the basic concepts of traditional Chinese medicine. And it's rooted in yin and yang theory, which is the foundation of the entire medicine, and five element theory, which is this star here, which is the interaction of all of your organs in your body. And so this is how they communicate with one another. This is how they pass fluids along and blood along. And this is the fundamental principle of how Chinese medicine views not only the human body, but just also natural phenomenon of the world. And so understand that the five elements in traditional Chinese medicine, which are fire, earth, metal, water, and wood, okay? Those are the five phases. So that was initially written and documented in about in the 1st or 2nd century BC. And so at the same time, in another part of the world, there was another man who came up with the four elements of air, water, fire, and earth. Okay, that was Plato. That was 346 BC. Okay, so that's the 4th century BC. And it's not to say these were just developed on different parts of the world. And so a lot of and you can use that to compare how the two paths of medicine evolved. And so Western medicine is largely based on Platonic solids and forms. Reduce everything down to the atom, which can't be cut anymore, to atomos. And so that's how Plato viewed the world. And so when we look at how Chinese medicine viewed the world, they're more natural with the interaction. And so there is no separation in Chinese medicine from the body with the outside universe. Whereas Plato and Aristotle would view that the body is separate from the outside universe. And that's very different ways of looking at not only life, but also medicine itself. And so very much nature and the environment that we're in, whether it's the weather itself or even stressful environments, that very much has an effect on the human body. Whereas, some of the Western concepts would view that, no, we are a separate entity from our environment. And that's a very different concept. What else? So when we talk about forms, material body, so that's, you have your material body just like this. But we have to understand that we are energetic beings. We are light. And so we have a resonance field around the human body. And it's held together by a polarity, an electromagnetic polarity. In the same way that the Earth has an electromagnetic field around it, so does the human body. And the body itself communicates via electrical impulse, which is what runs through your central nervous system, up your spine. The brain itself communicates through trillions of electrical impulses that are all communicating with itself. And it's not just a byproduct of chemical reactions. This is a very essential part of the human being. And so when we look at how Western medicine views the world, the body, it's very much very anatomical. They've indexed the whole human body, almost like a phone book, and they've looked at everything, and they've looked at all the muscles, all the cells, and they're looking at all the processes, almost like a machine, and it's highly, highly advanced. And so we need that insight as well to contribute to medicine. But there is another aspect to the body that is beyond the material. And so beyond the particle, okay, the smallest atom that we can isolate, beyond that is a light particle, which is smaller. And so beyond the material flesh of the human body, the depth of the human body, it's an energy molecule. It's a light wave, not a molecule. It's not a particle. It is a particle and a wave. It's wave-particle duality. It's a light particle and it's a material particle as well. And they dance between the two. And this is very much fundamental in Chinese medicine when we talk about yin and yang theory, is we have the yin, which is the dark, and then we have the yang, which is the light. And so we have material and we have light. And so this dates back this is a principle of all existence. This yin and yang theory, and this also can be described and derived from modern quantum theory, which essentially is evolving beyond Newtonian science, which is a lot of what Western medical science is about. And so as we look at the growing field of medicine, the modern age of medicine rather, the two concepts are merging together, and eventually they'll be taught side by side, but the theory of Western medicine can contribute to the body just as the theory of Chinese medicine can also contribute to understanding how the human body works. And when we talk about disease and manifestation of illness and things like that, Western medicine very much understands how to isolate that, where is it in the body, but so does Chinese medicine. And the underlying etiology, which the way that we describe how illness and disease arrive in the body, they're different vantage points of the human body. And so they're both correct in a way, but like I said earlier, the Chinese medical system has gone beyond the physical body, which makes it very unique. And so when we talk about how Western medicine is highly advanced in neurology and the study of the nervous system and the brain itself, they're primitive. They're not primitive. They're novice in their understanding of the body's electrical system. And although they've dissected the human body and they've taken out all the nerves, when the body is dead, there's no electricity flowing through your nervous system, and so they've lost sight of it. But this is where Chinese medicine, I always say that Chinese medicine will fill in a lot of gaps where Western medicine has perhaps gotten stuck or haven't looked deep enough into the body, or don't have enough understanding of what's truly going on with the human body. And so these are some of the concepts: 5-element theory, the interaction of all of your organs. So they recognize the organs just the same: heart, your pericardium, which is the surrounding of your heart, your spleen and your stomach are your earth, lung and large intestine, metal, water, your bladder and your kidney. Your kidneys filter all of your water, of course, that makes sense. Your wood element is your liver and your gallbladder, and wood is burned to generate fire. Fire burns, and the ash becomes earth. Earth becomes the metal in the minerals in the soil, and from that we can generate water in the soil as well. The water may have always been here, hard to say, but the minerals in the soil, as well as the water which nourishes the garden of the planet. This is how we grow more trees, more wood, and round we go. This is how we generate life. This is the natural phenomenon of the world. This is how we look at the universe and the human body itself, but also nature itself. And so a little bit different than Plato's 4 elements: air, water, fire, earth. But you can say air is even wind and things like that. And so there's different theories that can be expanded upon these concepts, but this is a little bit about yin and yang theory being the foundation of Chinese medicine, 5-element theory, which generates this map of how the body interacts with itself. And then from this, we apply the acupuncture meridians, and we've studied where the channels and the meridians free course the body. And we'll leave it at that. So we'll continue to expand upon this in a second.